Hey guys, thanks for popping in. I'm just sitting here with a good buddy of mine, Lonnie Platts. Lonnie, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. So good.
Right
Yeah.
on. This is not so much a preach as much as it's a little bit of a Christmas special. I'm sending this out to whoever, but especially I'm definitely sending this out to our partners, people who invest in Oil Patch Pulpit, whether you're a monthly partner or some of you are Gideon partners. Just wanted to say thank you for what you're sowing, but I wanted you to meet Lonnie because what you're doing with the poor, in Drayton Valley is awesome. And those of you who invest in our ministry, we've kind of taken some of that and we're investing in what they're doing. So I wanted you to know about it, just so you know you're sowing into good soil. But you go out, give me the rundown. You go out at least once a week.
Yeah. So yeah, we go out once a week for sure. And we've popped out different times during the week. Like sometimes it's a couple times a week, and between our team, a couple times a week, and we just do whatever Jesus wants us to do.
Visiting the homeless.
Yeah. We visit them. We try and provide for their needs, and we just love them. We try and show them God's love and God's light, and yeah, that's what God's called us into, and it's fun. It's
And
a
so
lot of
there's a
fun.
little community of homeless people living just out of town, and they stay in tents or it's shacks or whatever.
Yeah. They stay in kind of whatever shack they can build. Some of it's part tent, it's part building, it's just a Mickey Mouse of everything just to survive. So
And you come and you bring them food.
yeah. Every week we bring them lunches, which we've got people supporting us in that, and so we bring them food, and sometimes we just bring them blankets and whatever comes our way. And the Lord's been providing, whether it's just a few little building materials or yeah, blankets or food. So we've just been
And some of them have given their lives to the Lord now.
yeah, it's cool. We've had about 5 people come to the Lord in the last. It's been about a month and a half, month and whatever, and yeah, 5 people, and I feel like there's at least another 5 that are pretty close.
Yeah.
So a couple of them have almost. We did a baptism where they were so close, they kind of were a little nervous. So they've expressed that next time we do a baptism,
They want to get baptized.
They want to get baptized. So no, it's a lot of fun, and it's so cool. So
Well, I know a lot of people get nervous about going into homeless camps or whatever, but I wanted you guys to know what they're doing because your desire was to, now it's getting winter, it's getting cold, you want to be able to have a little more space so you can meet with them, even have worship services,
Yeah.
teaching. And Lonnie and I were talking about his desire for a tent. And I'm like, man, you know what? We've got that. Oil Patch Pulpit, I got some partners, they've been sowing. We don't spend any of that money, just so you know. We anything that you sow into this ministry kind of goes into the war chest. And so I said, we can take care of this. And so we got a tent. We bought a tent. You bought a tent, all right?
right.
Those of you who invest in Oil Patch Pulpit, you bought a tent that is 30 feet by
10 feet.
10 feet. So little, but big enough for like 20, 25 people to have church.
Yeah.
And it pops up real quick. It's one of these fast pop-up ones. I was going to put it in the picture so you could see it, but it was just too big to drag in here. Then we also got this heater. And so this little heater is just a propane heater.
Yep.
And so you're committed to keep going right through the winter.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we feel like the Lord has already done so much within a month and a half or whatever. Like the harvest is right, but the laborers are few, and I feel like God's graced me and our little team with just the grace and ability to go and be that light. So yeah, we don't want to lose what God's been starting and doing, and so yeah, so this sets us up to keep going. So super appreciated. So no, that's
Well, it's awesome, and so anyways, I wanted you guys to see this because I want you to know just one little thing, and we do other things, but this is one little thing that you guys those of you who invest in Oil Patch, this is what you're investing into. And so there's a tent where people are going to be meeting all winter long, and we're also going to help out with some of the food, some meals, some chicken, some this and that.
Yeah.
Christmas is coming up. I want to mention this for those of you who want to sow into some people who just really could use a boost this Christmas. If you're interested, send an offering into Oil Patch Pulpit. You can go onto our website. You can go to I think thealtar.ca is the one that has a place for you to go on and put your Visa, or you can just send an e-transfer to give@thealtar.ca and just mention in the memo for helping the poor. And every penny of it will go to your ministry and what you're doing. I want to come out and see what you're doing.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
We want to invest in it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's, you know, some of these people are the most amazing people I've ever met, you know, and it's kind of where I've come from. You know, we grew up kind of in poverty a bit, and, you know, a rough lifestyle. So these people are my kind of people, and, you know, God's taken me from, you know, a broken kid to, you know, planted me and given me a life and given me hope. So this is just it's so fun to just see the smiles on their faces and build these relationships. And, you know, when we went out there, I just felt like the Lord saying to me that I just need to love them and meet their immediate needs. And as we do this and we integrate into these relationships and to these people, they're just going to come, you know. And I felt like the harvest is right, but the laborers are few. And so we've just been laboring, and
the harvest, they're ready.
They're ready.
You know, people think that homeless people are scary. They keep their windows rolled up when they come.
Yeah.
But these people are brokenhearted.
Yeah.
They're very often, many times, very soft, very sensitive.
Yeah.
Very, you know, if you're kind and respectful, they're very willing to receive.
Yeah. Yeah. And their stories are so different. There's so many stories and different things about them so it's not one shoe fits every person.
No.
So we just get to know these people and hear their stories, and eventually, you know, we're hugging them and we're showing them the love of Jesus, and they want that. They feel that this is real, this is genuine, and the Lord's drawing them. He's drawing their hearts. That now when we go to see them, they light up. Hey, Lonnie. Hey, Brian. You know, and they're so excited to. You know, some of them are like making us. Handmade things to appreciate us, like thank you, you know, giving us gifts. And so it's amazing, you know. The Lord is at work there, and I feel like it's just the beginning, and I feel like for years to come this could be a testimony of this ministry just being the hands and feet of Jesus. You know, what we do to the least of these, we do unto Jesus. So this is just, you know, I feel like our debt as Christians and believers, just to reach out to the needy and to be the light. And as we are, God's going to just move upon their hearts. And, you know, just lots of testimonies. A few people already getting healed. You know, some of these people expressing, I was laying in bed at night and just I'm thinking about you guys, and I'm being, you know, God's convicting them as they're laying in their tents at night, and you know, just touching their hearts. And it's fun. It just makes me feel alive. You know, I came from.
It's so rewarding.
And I came from the similar upbringing as these guys, and now I'm in a place where we can just sow into them, and so it's a lot of fun, and it's very rewarding, and you just see God moving. So
I remember back in the late 90s, I never gave to the poor. If they came to my window, I'd like look the other way, and I heard the Lord rebuke me one time in my spirit. And quoted to me his words, "Give to everyone who asks of you." And I felt the Lord rebuke me, and he said, "Steve, you don't need to pray about it. You don't need to think about it. If somebody puts their hand out, you help them out. You give. I mean, you may not give them everything they ask for, but you give to everyone who asks. You know, and I want to encourage you, even this Christmas season. Make sure you got a wad of $5 bills or $10 bills in your car. Maybe you're not willing to go to the tent city and do what Lonnie and his guys are doing, but you know what? You can open your window and say, "Hey, God bless you. Here, let me help you out. Let me do something." Jesus said, "Give to everyone who asks," and He says, "Those who are kind to the poor, lend to the Lord, and He always pays you back."
Yeah.
And so, just encourage you. Open your heart and be generous to the poor this Christmas time. And once again, I know this is small stuff. We're buying you a tent, a cool tent and a heater, maybe some Christmas gifts. But I just pray that God is going to increase this ministry more and more. He's going to finance this. There's going to be just a wave of everything that you need. And once again, any of you who want to just sow a Christmas seed, into some good soil and invest in what these guys are doing among the poor. I was actually looking at these lights that you can buy on Amazon. I think they're like $60 for a lantern, but it's
solar power.
solar panel, so it charges during the day.
Yeah.
And then it lights up at night because you go out there and it's totally dark at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
And so wouldn't it be cool if a bunch of you, I'm in, I'm going to buy two, you know, but if a bunch of you said, hey, I want to buy a lantern, you know, it's $60 or whatever, then they'll have a light. It'll probably go till midnight before it dies. And then the next day it charges up again, you know. But anything you sow, give at thealtar.ca, email, or go to thealtar.ca if you want to sow a seed. Just put in now, this is for the poor, and I will make sure it all goes to Lonnie's ministry. Thank you so much for what you're doing out there, man.
It's a pleasure. It's an awesome ministry, and it's very rewarding, you know. So it's a lot of fun, like I keep saying. So
you remind me of this guy I know, Jesus.
Yeah.
God bless you guys. Thanks again, and we'll talk to you soon.